Hey everybody, I just wanted to pop on real quick and just say I love the way God works things out. He works all things together for good for those who are the called and according to His purpose. Yesterday, when my car broke down, I was doing 45 on an overpass towards a highway. I had multiple cars behind me, and the tie rod broke on my front end of my passenger side wheel. It automatically pulled me into the left lane, and I started crossing into oncoming traffic. When I turned my wheel to the right, it didn't want to go to the right, but it just kept trying to pull me to the left. I had another car that was coming up behind me, and literally all I could say was, "Help, help, help me, Jesus. I need to get the car under control. I gotta get in the breakdown lane." And immediately my car stopped dead in the middle of both lanes. And the two cars behind me figured out that something was really wrong. And then I had enough to where I could turn the steering wheel to the right and hit the gas a little bit to get the car over into the breakdown lane. But I wasn't completely in the breakdown lane. The back end of my car was still sticking out. But once I got it over in the breakdown lane, it stopped dead again, and I couldn't go forward or back. So I parked it, turned it off, and called AAA. And the woman from AAA who answered had the most calming voice. I'm so grateful to God for that, because it's really what I needed in that moment. And she stayed on the line with me until maybe 5 minutes before the state trooper showed up. And because it was in such a dangerous position and place, I was just, sitting there just praising the Lord, thanking Him, because it literally made me laugh at one point to say, this is only a test. This is just a test. It's a test of my faith. And so I just kept praising God. But the strangest, most awesome thing happened in between it. As I was thanking God, a cardinal flew over the overpass in front of my car. And it brought me such a sense of peace that I can't even describe to even right now. And there's just no way to describe the presence and power of the Holy Spirit and the love of God and the presence of God when you're in the middle of a situation like that. If you've been in a situation and you felt that presence of God, you know what I'm talking about. So it just was such a God moment, because I continued to pray, because the police officer said that he was only going to be able to stay for about 15 minutes and not until the tow truck arrived. So if the tow truck was later, it was going to be more difficult. So while the cars and trucks were flying by my car and just shaking it back and forth, I just sat there in peace and praying. And the tow truck guy was about 10 minutes into it and waiting with the police officer. And I just prayed real quick. I'm like, God, I really need the tow truck guy here before this police officer leaves. And literally, I got a text message on my AAA app, and it said the driver was 6 minutes away. And if he had been any longer than that, the state trooper was ready to leave. So how good is God? How awesome is He in your life today? In my life today, He is my all in all. And I am so grateful to Him for working everything out. Not only did He work out yesterday, but He also worked out, someone stepped up to help me pay for the car to be repaired. And someone else has stepped up to do the repairs for my car. And God is taking care of every single part of it. He is my Jehovah Jireh. He is my provider. More than that, He is the lover of my soul. And He is so good to me. And I pray for all of you to be blessed in the Lord, knowing that how much He loves you and how good we have our relationship with the Lord, and how He just knows us so individually, and He just tailor makes his presence known in your life to speak to you and to your heart just so divinely. I'm so grateful to God for his hand on me and the angels that surrounded me during that whole time, because quite honestly, even the state trooper said it was in such a dangerous spot, and the way that it broke and just the way my car stopped dead in the middle of it, it just could have been 10 times worse. And the reality of that is very anxiety filling, but it's not for me. Like, I have just this incredible love for the Lord today and yesterday, greater than I had even 3 days ago. And I'm just so in awe of his hand of protection and answering prayer. And he really showed me how much he answers prayer, but more so than that, he has showed me how much he loves us. And I love that song by Crowder, "Oh, How He Loves Us." And there's a line in that song that says, "When heaven meets earth like an unforeseen kiss." The way that is describing the presence of God is just so amazing. So I want you to be encouraged today. Keep praying. Keep pressing through. And remember, like the sign says up here, you're exactly where you need to be right now today, in his presence. God bless.